Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are not going to watch the intro today because we're running a little bit late due to some technical difficulties that occur from time to time. So, today I'm going to try to stream using Meld Studio. It's a relatively new streaming software, and it has a pretty good built in multi streaming options or whatever. I've tried several different uh, softwares. I started with OBS, and then I went to Streamlabs OBS, and then I went back to OBS. Streamlabs OBS is okay. It's similar. Um, the one benefit of it is it's connected to Streamlabs, and so it's all integrated. Right there makes it a little bit easier. Um, but I switched back to OBS because I felt like the performance was a little bit better on it. And apparently now there's plugins that you can add to OBS where you can integrate Streamlabs into it, kind of similar to Streamlabs OBS, but not quite everything. So then they came out with Meld Studio, not too long ago, and it's still very basic, but they've been doing some updates and adding stuff. When I first downloaded it, it didn't even have a chat option that I believe at all. No docking options of any kind is very basic. Now there's a multi-stream chat option so that you can see both your chats chatting with you at the same time, which makes it a little bit easier for me. Um, Unfortunately, y'all cannot see what both of y'all are saying um, due to Twitch's multi-streaming policies. They really don't want Twitch viewers to know that the YouTube viewers exist. It's supposed to be a secret. Hush, hush. Um, so they don't want a multi chat on the screen. They really don't want anything indicating that there's two platforms. And apparently, some people have already got suspended for it. I think in those cases, it was because they were also using Kick, which is kind of a copycat. And so, yeah, we won't get into any further there. Um, but yeah, so you can multi-stream with Twitch, but you can't integrate each other. Their reasoning supposedly was if somebody on YouTube says something that's against Twitch's policies, they can't punish that person because they're not on their platform. And so the only option they would have would be to punish the streamer. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. I'm a dad. I got 3 kids, and it can be like a circus sometimes here. Um, let's see, what was I saying? So um, you can multi-stream, which most people do to try to grow quicker using more than one platform to be seen. Um, but to make Twitch happy, you can't indicate it on the screen with chat and whatnot. Supposedly it's to make sure everybody's behaving, I guess, or something along those lines. Hopefully later down the road they'll uh, be a little bit more flexible with their policy. Um, my opinion, and I think some of the streamers' opinion, is allow us to deal with our chat, and if it's a big problem, then you can deal with us. Okay, let's work together. Most of the time, if somebody in my chat says something bad, they get banned, blocked, whatever the platform wants to call it. Um, there's also a reason why I've changed settings to where you have to be a follower or subscriber in order to use the chat, and it was to try to keep bots out of the chat because there's a lot of bots that sometimes pop in on people's chats, and so that reduces it a lot. I'm not going to say entirely, but it does reduce it. So allow the streamers to manage their viewers, their chat, instead of saying, well, you can't let each other know they exist or whatever. But the other part of it, whether they won't come out and say it particularly, it's also a matter of competition. They're two different companies, two different platforms, and they're competing for each other. And so obviously, I don't know what YouTube's opinions on it, because as far as I'm aware, they haven't said anything. Um, but Twitch's opinion is they don't want to have a chance to lose their viewers to another platform, is basically what it is. But they won't come out and say that. But you always have that competition issue instead of just working together. I could pretty much guarantee you, if you just work together, um, you would probably still have the same, if not more, viewers on your platform. You're not going to really lose viewers, in my opinion. I mean, both platforms have done some stupid things, and they haven't lost viewers. They haven't lost streamers. They're still going pretty strong. So I don't I don't think that should be an issue. But not my company, not my rules. So because of that, there's no chat on the screen. There's no alerts that's going to flash across. I'm sorry. There's also no stream labels posting who's donated, who's um, followed, and whatnot. Because if I do, there's a chance that I could get suspended on Twitch. Because, like I said, you're not supposed to exist. You're supposed to exist, but you're not supposed to exist. So we're fairly basic. But to be honest with you, I've been watching other streamers, and I've gone through, I've been watching them live and going through the recordings, trying to see how they do their streams, right? I mean, that's the best way to learn and to grow and to get better, is to, obviously be yourself, but still kind of see what everybody else is doing and how well it's working for them. Learn from each other. And I've noticed, since I started streaming back in 2017, there's been a lot of changes. Um, and there's a lot of things people don't use anymore. Uh, Not a lot of streamers that I've seen, anyways, uh, really use a lot of overlays anymore. They don't. A lot of them don't even have a start screen. They just start right off with the game and their webcam right there. They don't have any kind of an intro anymore. Very few streamers do, that I've seen. I know there's millions of streamers, so I can't say everybody, but the ones that I've seen, um, not many are using intros or outros, or they might have a chat screen kind of like this, um, and that's about it. Even if they have to, like, go get a drink or use the restroom or something, they'll just step out and you'll just see a chair, or they'll just turn the webcam off. They don't really have any kind of a be right back screen or an intermission screen or anything like that. Um, I've not really seen a lot of stream labels at the top either. There might be a few that will, have the label listed on the, webcam screen, but not it's not as big a deal. And I haven't really seen a lot of alerts either. I mean, there's still some streamers that are using them, um, but I guess there's mixed feelings about it. I guess some people, their opinion is, by having all that stuff on the screen, it eliminates the the view, and it does. It does. You got the game on the screen, and you put all this stuff on there. It's less game that you're going to see. It can also be a distraction as well. If somebody's into the story, and then this thing flashes across the screen, and they miss it. So, I mean, I can understand that to some degree. Some people prefer very minimal. So we're going to give that a try for a little bit, see how that works. We're going to continue to try Meld Studio for a little bit, see how it works. The settings are a little bit different than OBS. To be honest with you, the audio settings are a little different. The mic setting is different. I don't have the option for a noise gate. I only have what's called Magic Mic, and you have like four different settings: low, medium, high, and very high. That's it. And so you're probably going to pick up more background noise because there's no noise gate that I've found so far. Um, Maybe eventually they'll add something like that. So keep me up to date how the audio and the video looks, because what I see in here might be different than what you see in here. Also, the green screen settings is a little bit different. Um, the numbers are a lot different options. So I'm noticing I still have a like popcorn crinkly looking mess around me a little bit, and a little bit on the neck over here. See right here, which I think partially has to do with lighting. I mean, I could turn my overhead light on. I am streaming out of a closet. I do not have a studio or a separate office. When you have a family of five, you don't always have that kind of luxury. Um, I could potentially do something with the garage, but we're kind of using it as a storage area, and there's no air condition in our garage. I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and put a duct in there. I mean, there's one on the other side of the door to the kitchen. They could have just carried it right over. But I guess they wanted to cut costs and time, how developers are. And so there's no air conditioning, so probably wouldn't be good for computers and whatnot. And I'm not at the point where I can afford to have one added. They do. I've lately seen advertised they have these air conditioners that you don't need ductworks. You just attach it to the where the wall meets the ceiling, and I guess you run something through the wall outside, and it blows air through that way. That might be something I do later down the road, but right now we're focusing on getting a fence set up in the backyard, and the HOA is dragging their butts. Hey, look, my cup is see-through. Woohoo! See, on OBS, that wouldn't have been see-through. But yeah, the HOA is kind of funny because you can fill out the application online. They want to know what you want. They want to know what it's going to look like. Blah 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 blah. They want a copy of your property plan and to see where you're going to put it. And so I did all that. I waited. You're supposed to wait 30 days. I waited 30 days, heard nothing. So I sent them a message, say, hey, what's going on? It never went through. They never got it. Their website is really crap. And so they had me email it to them. And so I emailed it to them, and they're like, well, the drawing, it doesn't look like the fence is on the property line. Is the fence on the property line? And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, well, it might not be, but it is. It's on the property line regardless. And so then they send the letter and saying, they got the application. The process is to wait 30 days and blah, blah. So now I got to wait another 30 days, even though the first 30 days was their screw up because the website was junk. And then I got to get on the phone with them again here before long because we pay our HOA fee twice a year, and fees come and due. And, I got the bill in the mail. And you go online to the HOA site, and then you click you want to pay, which then takes you to a third party site because heaven forbid we do anything through ourselves. We have to have a third party all the time, which I'm sure there's a fee that they add to my fee to pay the third party. And so I go to the third party site and it says I owe nothing. So you tell me I owe something, they tell me I owe nothing. Who do I believe? So once again, websites are crap. Somebody needs to do their job a little better. So that means I got to get on the phone, and hard to tell what's going to happen from there. But yeah, it's a mess. So garage is on hold. I guess the fence is on hold. So I got to deal with what I got. And so right now we're in a closet. But that's nothing new. This house, I'm in a closet. The house I lived in before this one was also in a closet, although the closet was smaller. Uh, well, this house and then an apartment was in a walk-in closet, and then the house before the apartment was a little closet and part of my bedroom, and then the house before that was a townhouse, and that was part of the bedroom, wasn't in the closet then. So I don't know. One day maybe I'll be rich and have a mansion and have a house that's an entire studio. What do you think? Not that I would know what to do with it, but so anyways, today we are going to try to play some Fallout 4. Um, my experience trying to stream Fallout 4 with my computer has always been bad. There's usually some kind of problem, crashes, whatnot, which might be related to mods or just the fact that it's a Bethesda game. You know, they tend to crash from time to time. Anyways, so I decided to do something different. I'm using remote play. I am connected to my PlayStation 5 downstairs, and I'm going to play the PlayStation 5 version of Fallout. I decided not to use any mods, so mods should not become an issue. Plus, it'll give us a chance to earn trophies. Oh boy. But also to see the game as it was originally created, in a sense. The only thing that I am using is the Creation Club stuff, which, obviously was paid for, which is not a whole lot. I didn't buy a whole lot. Just a few things here and there. And it's like added content, like a DLC similar or whatever. They haven't updated Creation Club like they did with Skyrim. Skyrim's completely different. It's called Creations now, and it's set up a little different. But Fallout's still the same. From what I've seen, Bethesda seems to favor Elder Scrolls over Fallout. I'm not exactly sure why, but Elder Scrolls is great. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And we'll be streaming some of that in the future. But Skyrim has had how many remakes, remasters, been released how many times? How many platforms? Many. How many times have Fallout 4 been remastered? I think once, sort of. The next gen update thing, which I really can't tell much of a difference, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Fallout 76 is okay. I apparently can't stream that on my PC either because my computer is now ancient and can't handle it. But we also have that on PlayStation 5, which can handle it. So we can always remote play that as well. So that's kind of where I am now with games. My computer is too old for a lot of these new games, so I have to download it on my PlayStation 5 and play it on my PlayStation 5 until I can save up a few $1,000s to replace my computer. This computer, I paid about $1,200 for it years ago, probably back in 2017. And I guess to get a decent computer, I'm probably really looking at, between $2,000 and $3,000. And I can't warrant that with 3 kids and a mortgage and expensive eggs. So a lot of things are put on hold for a while, unless I get lucky and play the lottery and win the Powerball. All right, let's pull up the game. I'm sure y'all are tired of me talking. You're probably bored to death. Let's turn the audio back on, shall we? All right, let's see how this works. All right, if it's too loud, not loud enough, please let me know. Let's see. This is not the 308 one. This is the 30. I thought I had one with a scope on it. I guess not. There's no sights on this one yet. Just iron sights. Well, I guess we'll have to use the 38. The damage is going to be a lot less than on here. But it is what it is. I mean, I could also use this, but not really a scope on that either. I'm not a huge fan of the musket. Alrighty here. We're using the drifter outfit. Alright, this is what we look like so far. Isn't that a nice like glare? There we go. Alright. So yes, we're at the beginning. It's episode 2. We're at the museum fighting off raiders.
Personal log. United States Army Staff Sergeant Michael Daly. This past Saturday, October 23rd, while en route to West Stockbridge, a vertibird crashed into the roof of this museum. The cause? EMP following nuclear detonation. Several, in fact. From the intel I've gathered, this was a global event. The co-pilot was killed on impact. Pilot died of his injuries a day later. Day after that, Flaherty and Canaway were shot by some scared, desperate survivors. Then Brzezinski took off running. Haven't seen him since. Now, it's my turn to go AWOL, if that concept even applies anymore. My armor's fusion core is burned out, so I guess my soldering days are done. I'm heading to Boston, on foot, to see if my sister survived all this. She's got an apartment on Boylston Street. This is Mike Daly, signing out. Good luck. And God bless America. Or what's left of it.
What's left of it. I got fusion cores. Several. Let's go get the minigun. I don't usually use it right off the bat. I usually use this.
Up here. But we got.
Thank you, Preston. I appreciate that. Get all this junk here. He can fight while we're collecting. I don't plan on coming back up here to get it. That is.
Why don't you get down here? Let you and my boys have a little talk. You're waiting, asshole.
I'm hitting the. Hold still. And we're out of ammo. Oh, we got his head that time. There's our leader. I can't shoot for shit today.
Come on, I've got places to be.
Do I have any grenades? I have cocktails. Who wants a cocktail? That's it. I thought I saw somebody by that car. I did. He was hiding. There's a mound of bodies over there. Oh, that's the first time anybody's gone up there. What's happening to my bullet? bullets here. These bullets go up quick. Should I like? I don't think I have much AP. I'm holding my breath. This is a really weak gun. Okay. We're gonna let them tangle with the Deathclaw. What do you think? Shame I don't have any kind of sight on this thing. Honestly, what I can do. Whee. Probably should check all these later. Not out in the open. Alright, let's go up here. Fusion core, that way, you know, no raider jumps in there. Alright, let's see if we can get on this door. Not this time. We'll get there. I'd say that the controls, they probably because it's remote play, there's a little bit of a hesitation or lag. I don't know, it just feels different. Oh, guess what? I can't get around him. I was trying to use him to, just in case I missed it. That's not like the Deathclaw's actually going to come over here anytime soon. Oh, he fell off the door. Sometimes I don't have problems jumping on this door. Other times, it's like he don't want to do it. Oh, did they kill the Deathclaw? Maybe the Raiders killed the Deathclaw. What do you think? We're gonna get up here because we want to raid this guy's shit, anyways.
Just getting warmed up over here.
He didn't even jump that time. Sometimes you hit the button and he don't jump. Same thing in Skyrim. Alright, let's try putting the armor on the other side of the door. Then he'll jump over both, right? Oh, come on. You gotta jump. And he's not jumping. He's good at bouncing and rolling. Thank you. Lord have mercy. Alright. Where's the hostiles? We're getting a little bit of lag internet connection, although it's supposed to be decent. It's supposed to be 500 upload. Oh, there he is. He's still very much alive. Let's get closer. Hopefully we don't fall on the ground. Alright. Here we go. Hey, sucker! Say hello to the predator. I had a few playthroughs. I'd put some landmines around the car there. And when he went after the raider, boom! And the car would blow up. Pretty much, you can defeat the Deathclaw relatively easy if you get in the building. He can't go through the doors. There was one time I shot him over here, and he fell back in the hole that he came out of, and he got stuck. He couldn't get out. And so I could just stand over top of the hole and just shoot him until he died. Hey, dog meat. Where'd he go? We could probably use bats too. But I find the minigun is more accurate when you're not using bats. I was gonna like, yeah.
Yo, psst. Over there.
Yeah, go get the Deathclaw. Bait. Use the dog as bait. It's not like the dog can die. There he is. He'll get up. Just give him a little bit. Well, I mean, usually he gets up by now. Huh. Well, we can still use him as bait. He's right there at the corner. Chicken. See? Dog's better now.
Psst. Get into position. Get him!
Get him! I shot the dog. Go get him, dog meat.
Hey. Head over there. go there.
We're getting stuck in the water.
Move out.
Hey, Bethesda.
Over there.
All right, give me just a second. My kids are hollering for me. All right, let's see if we can finish off this Deathclaw. What you think? I get dog cooperate. All right,
Go over there.
it's coming back. I think he's definitely moving. I'm almost out of bullets. Ready? Oh, I forgot I'm not in the damn power armor. Come and get me, sucker. I'm out of bullets. I need a bigger magazine too. Alright, what do I have? Let's see, this is 28 damage. 18. 13. 47. 31. 50. We only have 4. 4 rounds. Mr. Deathclaw. It's not letting me hold it. I have to stand this far away from the window in order to aim. Hey, hey, boy.
Hey. Head over there.
Out of bullets. Come back. I think it was Fallout New Vegas. Their weakness was the flare gun. They were scared of the flares, so you could chase them away with a flare gun. Doesn't work in this one. This has a little bit better range. Here, Deathclaw. Alright, we're gonna run over this way. Oh, I have one Molotov. Can I get on the roof from here? Oh. Hey! that did the trick. I guess I should appreciate the musket more, huh? Alright, let's go get our meat. Our ashed meat. Crispy. Now we can go around and loot people. What's my carrying capacity? I have to drop some stuff off and come back later. Sometimes there's some bodies over here. I guess not this time. Somebody blew up. We can scrap some of that stuff and get materials from it. Let me go back and get my power armor.
Take it easy, Mama. You okay?
I'm fine, Preston. Quit fussing.
Hey. That was a pretty amazing display.
I've done
I'm just
better.
glad you're on our side.
The feeling's mutual, Preston.
You can never have too many friends. Not in the Commonwealth. Listen, When we first met, you asked about the Minutemen. One thing you should know about us, we help out our friends. So here, for everything you've done, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely a glitch.
You're welcome.
Not caused by mods.
Anytime.
Well, since you say that,
Just
maybe
being
you'll come to Sanctuary with us.
Fallout.
We could use your help getting settled there.
I'm not sure why it's doing that.
All right, Garvey.
It's the first time I've ever seen it
Oh,
do it. First
That's
playthrough
wonderful.
where the words are
But
disappearing.
there's more to your destiny, isn't there? I've seen it, and I know your pain.
My destiny? What do you mean?
You're a man out of time, out of hope. But all's not lost. I can feel your son's energy. He's alive.
Where is my son? Where is Sean?
Oh, I wish I knew, kid. I really do. But it's not like I can see your son. I can just feel his life force, his energy. He's out there. And even I don't need the sight to tell you where you should start looking. The great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Diamond City. The biggest settlement around.
What's in Diamond City? Is Sean there?
Look, kid, I'm tired now. Maybe you'll bring me some chems later. The sight will paint a clearer picture.
No, Mama Murphy, we talked about this. That junk. It's gonna kill you.
Ah, shush, Preston. We're all gonna die eventually. We're gonna need the sight. And our new friend here, he's gonna need it too. Now let's get going. Sanctuary awaits.
All right, folks. Thanks to our friend here, it's safe to move out. We're heading for that place Mama Murphy knows about. Sanctuary. It's not far.
She knows about it? You mean she had one of her visions while she was stoned out of her gourd? And now you want us to just head out on another wild goose chase based on no better plan than Mama Murphy saw it?
It can
Oh,
hardly
hold
turn
on,
out
hold
any
on.
worse than...
Everybody just take it easy. We're all in this together, right? So Marcy, you got a better idea of what we should do next? Anybody? Well then, Sanctuary it is. Let's just hope it lives up to its name.
Come on, June, it's time to go.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting dark. Alright, we're gonna utilize fast travel here. I'm gonna fix it up a little bit. We could paint it blue, green, orange, purple, red, white, military, Vault Tech. Can't do these yet. Tan, swamp. It'll cost us adhesive. I'm not a big power armor user. But the only thing I like about power armor is that you know, you can jump from great distances and not die. All right, here we're going to transfer all our junk. Boom. That helped a little bit. While we're at it, let's see here. We can put Knuckles in there. Some shotguns. I have the combat knife. leather. I don't usually wear the armor. I guess it's a matter of appearance. So I'll sometimes, if I do, I'll sometimes wear the chest piece. I don't really wear the arms and the legs that much. It's going to use adhesive. I'd rather work on my guns over the armor. Let's see here. So I can't do much with the gun because I have to actually find the sights. I could do a short scope, but then it'd be like a sniper rifle, and this gun only works automatic, and so the recoil, it just doesn't match. It's better to have the reflex sights. But I got to find the magazine port first. I can do the heavy frame, but that's going to make it heavier. And then I could do the 5.56, but then I wouldn't have any ammo. So I probably just stick to standard for the moment. I don't have blacksmith yet. Let's see. We do not want to go automatic. So we're at 4.3 in weight. That'll make it weaker and lighter. I think we'd do hardened, probably be the best option. I kind of like the way that looks for the Enclave paint. I mean, that's not too bad, but I think I'd rather have that on like an energy weapon. Alright, we can get the gunner sight on there. It's going to take up quite a bit of adhesive, though. We're probably not going to really use this much anymore. Let's go back to here. Maybe we can get our sight. Look at that. Short scope. And we can have the 308. We want a long barrel. Standard will do. I don't really do the bayonet thing, so we're going to leave that alone. Do hardened, or we could do calibrated. Depends if we want to use the critical shot thing. Probably just use hardened. Eventually, we're going to get that. This one actually looks like a toy. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do. My dog's barking. At what? I don't know. Somebody is at the door. Give me just a second. I am sorry about that. I had a salesman at the door. One thing about living in a housing community, especially a relatively new one, is you get a lot of salespeople at the door, and just walking around the community, I've seen a lot that have signs up to say no soliciting and whatnot. I'm probably gonna have to do something like that myself. But the most common one is people selling pest control service, and so I've talked to three different companies, and so we moved in here back in November, December, and as the weather got warmer, we had an issue with wasps, particularly behind the house, and they were up near the roof on the top, and they were all over our patio. And so we were outside trying to enjoy the weather one day, and my daughter got stung by a wasp. And so uh, we called the one guy. He came and left his card, and so we called his card, and he came out, and we were using their service for a while, and they would come and they had a big brush. They would basically rub poison up there, try to kill the wasps, and there would be several dead wasps on the ground and whatnot, and it took a while to really slow down. And then another guy came out with another company called Hawks. I guess they're out of Wilmington, and he promised his company was better, and said that they did this, this, and this, and before I knew it, I signed a contract, which I wasn't entirely aware that I signed the contract. Um, and he had me cancel with Diamond through email. And so, over the next few days, I was, thinking about it, and I sent text messages saying, hey, I think we're just going to handle this ourselves. I want to cancel, blah, 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 and he never replied. And so then I called customer service, and customer service informs me that I indeed had a contract and that I had 3 days to cancel it. Well, the issue is I had it requested from the salesperson to cancel it within those 3 days, but he didn't respond, and so 3 days ran out, and so now I'm stuck with it for the remainder of the year, which I guess will be sometime in fall. And so I explained to the customer service guy, hey, I was trying to cancel it, they weren't communicating with me, blah blah blah. So basically, what they offered me was a free month. And the way he explained it to me was, if they come and I tell them no, that I don't want the service that month, they can't charge me for it. And so his advice was to just, until the contract's up, just tell them no. So last month, guy came, and that's what I told him. I said, I was trying to cancel. Customer service said that I could just tell y'all not to do it, which is better than paying the $400 cancellation fee. And so he's like, okay. And I guess he talked to his supervisor, and then they sent me a text message and an email saying I need to contact them to cancel my contract, which has a $400 fee. So it's like, that's not going to happen. So at some point I need to deal with that as well. It never ends. It's all over. It's a never-ending circle of bullshit, really. Okay, what was I doing? All right, we are going to store the junk. We're going to store the mods, because the mods, as you see, they have weight, and I don't really need them anymore, so we're going to keep them in the never-ending workbench. I guess in vanilla, your bullets don't weigh nothing, but if you play survival mode, I guess they do. Survival mode's okay in this. I don't entirely like it. I like the modded versions better. they make survival a difficulty, instead of a separate function like they did with Skyrim. And I think it should be separate. It shouldn't be the hardest difficult. You know, if you want to play easy and you want to eat and drink and sleep, you should be able to do that. You know, I also feel they need a little bit more animations than what they have, which is why, you know, I like those mods and I have them on PC. You know, PlayStation doesn't allow you to use them. But, you know, I can't really stream with the PC very well. It tends to crash on me, so didn't have very much luck with that. But we're going to try playing vanilla and enjoy the game as it was originally intended, I guess you could say. All right, well, everybody's here. I guess we'll go ahead and talk to them.
Excuse me.
Hey, good to see you again. I was hoping you'd show up. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along. Pretty nice place she's found for us. I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to call home. What do you think?
Yeah. I used to like living here. Before the war.
What do you mean? Before what war? Are you saying...
I lived here over 200 years ago. I was frozen or something for most of it. Just woke up a little while ago.
Damn. Like one of those old pre-war ghouls. You say you were frozen. Anybody else make it out with you?
My son. Somebody took him away while I was still trapped. I've been looking for him.
Damn. I'm sorry. I hope you find him. Let me know if there's any way I can help. Anyway, I am glad you're here. And I hope you don't mind, but I've got another favor to ask. I've had word from a settlement asking for help. There's still hope in there are Minutemen out there somewhere. The only chance to start rebuilding the Minutemen is to show people that they can count on us when they need us. Trouble is, I've got my hands full here. Do you think you could go help out the settlement?
I guess.
I'd be glad to help.
That's fantastic. The Minutemen could use more people like you. By the way, if you want to help out around here at all, talk to Sturgis. I'm sure he'd be glad for all the help he can get.
Went up a level. Alright, let's see what we got here. I usually like to level up lockpick and, locksmith in this, and hacker as soon as possible. Of course, I can't do it right now. I can't do the water one, which is a good one to have. We're going to have to boost up our endurance first. Right, I think we can do it next, yeah. Okay. Sturgis, where are you? Well, I guess we'll look for him in the morning. He's probably sleeping in one of these houses. Well, we're going to have to straighten up our house. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to go to beds. And we are going to make us a nice, decent bed. Do this one. We're going to adjust it a little bit here. Alright, then we're going to go to sleep and wake up in the morning when we have some sunlight and we can see. At least until we can create some lights. Alright. So because this is vanilla unmodded, I don't have scrap everything. So I can't get rid of the leaves. They're permanently stuck in my house. Let's save it real quick. You know, nobody has a rake in an apocalyptic world. I can kill the picture frame underneath it but I can't get rid of the leaves. Alright, dog.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Go on home now.
You can hang out here in Sanctuary Hills. I usually prefer to travel alone. I mean, they make excellent luggage, but they're also a liability. Alright, I want to get rid of that rug. Let's see. Let's put my bed out there for the moment. I'm going to scrap that rug. Because there are nicer rugs that we can put down. Let's see. Decorations, floor coverings. Alright, so we got this one. That one. I kind of like this one. You got the runners you can put down the hallway. We got red. Then we even have Vault-Tec. That's pretty much it. So we're going to use this one. Now, the benefit with the rug, to some degree, you can kind of cover up leaves. But the downfall of it is lots of times it lifts the rug up in the air. As you can see underneath it a little bit. And it's like it's floating on the air. It's like they didn't think about that. So honestly, I like settlement building. I think it is fun. It's probably something you would do in a similar situation. But, you know, moving into the future of Fallout games like Fallout 5, I feel they should add more options than what they did in this game. I feel that they should learn from the modders who created mods that have improved this game. I don't think I got any other ones. You know, like being able to get rid of the leaves. Why wouldn't you? Being able to get a little bit closer to the walls would be nice too. Nobody has their furniture that far from the walls. Let's see here. It's a shame that you have to scrap that you can't move it, you know. You can move the crib, but you can't move this thing. See, now it's getting hung up because of the leaves on the floor. And it's a shame you can't put doors on most of the houses. I doubt seriously we have a baby dresser. There's a pre-war regular dresser. That's a desk. Nope, I'm not seeing one. You can scrap them, but you can't create them. So I guess we're just gonna have to give them a regular one. Put it right there, I guess. Maybe we'll move this over a little. That way there's a little bit more foot room to walk in. You know, I would like to see a little bit more customization options, sort of like they did with Fallout 76. That would be kind of nice. I mean, you can even put wallpaper down. Broken chair. Let's put our coffee tin over here. We might need some coffee. Another broken chair. There's nothing even on that cabinet, and you can't put anything on it either that I'm aware of. So we're going to scrap it. All right. Let's move this over here. Up there. There. My tea kettle. Back up here. Scrap you. We don't need the car because we can't drive it anyways. Gotta scrap the painting. I can't just straighten it out. Get rid of the ottoman. Gonna get rid of the rug. Can't do nothing with the clock. It's stuck there permanently. Let's get rid of the couch. I want a different couch. Sometimes you just need an upgrade. We can get one like that. Is that it? Or we could go all fancy. I don't know if it would look good in this house. It's not really fitting for this house. So we will probably not do the Richie fancy. Some of that stuff's pre-war stuff. I do not have any mods on. They must be from the Creation Club. Maybe we should put the carpet down first. Let's put the carpet down first. Should it go this way or should it go this way? I'm thinking maybe this way. What do you think? Should we do horizontal or should we do vertical? See, it covers up the leaves, but once again, it lifts it up in the air. They need to work on that. Alright, we're going to use this couch. and get it level here. We can move this table back right about there. Move this up, which is going to put the gap. All right, so we don't want the gap. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to move this table back a little bit further. We're going to scrap this because it's not going to work. We got to build one in order for it to work. So we can do the lamp. Let's go back to the furniture. We don't want the red chair. So we are going to put the matching chair. We're going to put it right here. I kind of move the TV in the corner. Let's see. Tables. See what all we got here. We got a bunch of options. Is that what that used to look like? Yep. Pristine looking stuff. Go back over here to the more rustic looking stuff. This will be our coffee table. And then, it's always going to be somewhat crooked. Let's see. Let's put this where the stereo used to be. Because I'm pretty sure we don't really have an option for that kind of stereo. Although that would be nice. Would it be under miscellaneous? We can eventually put up some security cameras that you can actually monitor all your settlements from this monitor. As long as you have a security camera. Maybe under decorations. I mean, we should be able to at least create the regular stereos. So there's the regular stereos. You can do jukeboxes, but we don't need one in the house, do we? But that nice... Oh, there it is, right there. I just need some circuitry. Well, when we can build one, we will replace that. and we'll put it there. Maybe we'll put that. I don't know. I'll figure it out, or we'll scrap it. I don't like the metal looking stools. We're gonna put a better looking stool there. Let's see here. It's this way. I like the ones with the wooden tops. Only downfall is once I put the stool, I might not be able to walk through there. Pick up my coffee cup if I can. Come here, coffee cup. That way I can drink some coffee. Alright, I can still walk through there. Yay! Alright. Let's see if we can put up some more lights. Can I put up some more lights? These make pretty good ceiling lights. We'll put this one on the door. Like right, or by the door. Right there. That'll be our porch light. This will go here. And I'm kind of guessing. As you can see, it's not where I thought it was going to be. I wanted it in the square. This one, I mean, you could technically put it in the hole, but it wouldn't make sense to put it there, would it? Probably move it over here. Now it's not level. See how the perspective changes based on where you're facing? I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't need this. I don't need that. We'll fix our floor mat here, which is partially see-through for some reason. Alright, so we need some lights in the hallway, so we got that one there. And then... maybe I should just put one. Put it like right about in the middle. And then we can take this one and put it in the laundry room. And then we got the two lamps in here. We can put another light in there. In the bathroom. And then there's a lamp there for the living room. And then we can put one here in the carport. Boom, one in the carport. I like a fan, but I don't want the one with the light on it. I'm not sure if I can get one that's just a fan. It might be under decorations. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I think originally you could find magazines that would teach you how to make things. Like fences and whatnot. I don't think it'd be considered furniture. Alright, we can have steel bathrooms, although I have my sink and toilet, so we're going to keep it the way it is. But we do have a bobblehead thing we can put on the wall. Look at that. Put it there. I do believe we can put another door on this house. Some of the other houses you can't, for whatever reason. Alright, well, the house is looking a little bit better. Let's take a peek out in the yard. We don't need a tricycle anymore. They used to have the patio table like right in here, and they had like this nice stonework, which we don't have the capabilities of doing that. But the other issue is it's not really flat ground anymore. It's a big hill, and so it doesn't really fit there right. So I usually put it over here. It's flatter. Let's see, we can fix this fence. Some of these fences you really can't fix because they're not aligned right, or you got roots in the way. See, I can put it there, but I can't because the root is in the way. But heck, I guess it lets me get to the next yard relatively quick. As you can see, it's not lined up right, so you can slip right through here. In vanilla, you don't get the picket fence until you get the magazine. You can get rid of that log. Just kind of do something like that. Still, it's a hole in your defenses because anybody can come through here. Of course, anybody could jump over the fence too, but you know, maybe zombies are too dumb. Give me just a second. All right. Not even connected. Yeah, that's like something they really need to work on, is having it connect. I gotta pick up this, put this over here, straighten off this fence, this over here somehow. And it probably won't do that because it thinks it's too close. I don't know why I won't put it down there. It doesn't want to do it. These are all things that Bethesda should fix. It looks like my multi-chat disconnected for a while. It says, you currently do not have an active public live stream on YouTube, so that tells me that I might have lost my YouTube stream. Let's see. Alright, Twitch says X seems to be going fine. YouTube. It says we're live and it says excellent health. But we might have got disconnected for a second and then reconnected. Okay. Well. All right, we're just gonna focus on our house for the time being. We're gonna get back to everybody else's later. Let's put our minigun in here. All right, let's put the musket in there. We're gonna get rid of this one because we're gonna use this one. I need some more 44s. Let's see. I don't really have any apparel that I want to put in there. Put some medicine in our mirror. Let's see here. All right. You can't store anything in this particular fridge. And I don't really want to remove it because then we're going to lose all the decorations on the fridge, memories. But we could put stuff in this cabinet with the bourbon. Let's see here. Let's put some cram in there. put some Nuka-Cola in there. Pork and beans. And as time goes on, we will be distributing the food and whatnot. Alright, I don't think we can do anything with the weapons just yet. Well, we got plenty of carrying capacity now. I do think I can scrap that board right there. There we go. That looks a little better. Let's get rid of this box. It gives us wood. Let's try to keep the other stuff for decoration purposes. All right. Yeah.
I want to trade a few things.
Yeah?
That ended our conversation. Oh, there he is.
You willing to do some work?
Sure.
I'd be glad to help. Just tell me what you need.
Well, for starters, we could use some real beds. We've been sleeping on the ground for too long. Just make sure we can sleep with a roof over our heads. Some of these old houses still look solid enough to do the trick. There's a workbench over there you can use. Give me a holler if you need anything.
Okay. We are going to do a quick save. We're going to hold off on his request. We're going to scrap these houses that you can't do nothing with. Doing so will get us some scrap, but also reduces our size there. And get rid of the log that's blocking the sidewalk. Clean up a little bit. And get rid of some of these vehicles because you don't want them blowing up. You know, that's something else I would like to see more options for with Fallout 5 is you have settlement and you have damaged, destroyed houses, right? It would be neat if you could, you know, open up your settlement building thing here and go over and it has an option for repair. And you could repair it, you just need to have a certain amount of materials to do it. And depending on the condition that the house is in would depend on, you know, what materials you need and how much. So like this one would need a lot because it's completely caved in, you can't do nothing with it. So you could repair it and then it would look like a house. Now, not saying that it would look like it did pre-war. It would still look like, you know, a rough-looking house, but there wouldn't be any holes in it. There wouldn't be any holes in the roof. It would, you know, be better looking. And while we're talking about that, also, it would not rain in the house whenever it rains. Stuff like that is kind of what I'm looking for in Fallout 5. And that one you can't pick up. It's not far enough in the zone. Alright, and we're going to get rid of the mailboxes. We don't really need the mailboxes. It just takes up extra room. It's not like you can send anybody mail. Although that would be kind of neat. Can't drive, so no point in having a speed limit sign. I am gonna, at the moment, keep the street lights there because I plan to replace them with ones that will work. Oh, I gotta go check on my little one. Give me just a second. Okay. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm just kind of doing a few things on my way out of town. Yeah, I think they should have an option to repair the houses. I think they should have an option where you can clean up the town, you know, like the trash and maybe even the leaves, you know, make it look like you've actually moved in. You can still make it look apocalyptic and still be able to clean up your settlement. Now, we're going to have one issue with scrapping this house. Maybe. We'll see. See, the vines are still there. It did not scrap the vines. And really, it should have scrapped the vines. Because what is the vine hanging on? and I can't scrap it. And I can't scrap that wooden board either. We're going to try to clean out our river a little bit. I will keep the logs in because it looks more natural that way, but the rest of the junk we're going to get at. We're going to leave those there because we're going to replace them eventually. You know, one of the options should be to repair this bridge. I mean, you have all the trees that you can get wood from, plus everything else we got wood from. You should be able to repair this bridge. Surely Sturgis knows how to repair the bridge. Yeah, I think we definitely need more endurance. I need to favorite my sniper rifle here. I only have 7 bullets for. Alright, well, why don't we start by going down in the sewer. I left the saucer in the file cabinet. Was a teddy bear in the cow. You know what? While we're at it, why don't we get rid of some radiation and eat us a roach? Yummy, yummy roach.
Nice.
Who wants gum? Probably a good time to do a save. Oh, that's just wrong. He's stuck in the wall. We got more coming. Hey. another one. I don't think it's the Mirelurk that's shown on the compass. Having a nice animation there would be good.
Got it.
We got it. Alright, let's see if we can jump up here. There we go, first try. Table knife.
Hell yeah.
Comfy pillow. Who would not want a comfy pillow? Deviled eggs. Alright, let's have a look here. We got another pistol. It's not as good though. It's got better accuracy. Probably because of the glow sights. No, we don't want any cereal, but we do want potatoes and the Radway. I thought there was something here, but apparently not. Alright, let's see where we are. Alright, we're at Pulowski's.
Nuclear protection. Boy, I sure feel
So, just to let you know, this will not save you from a nuclear bomb. I think I've even been shot through it
Need a fresh start?
before.
Try a fresh suit from Fallon's. Tell him Pulaski sent ya.
I mean, you would think that these things would have some kind of a purpose, right? Like something you and you were running low on health or whatever, you could close it. It'd be bulletproof, flameproof, bomb-proof, whatever. And, you know, it's technically locked from the inside. And then if you just stay here, you could probably squat. And then eventually they'll leave and it'll turn green and say you're hidden. That would have been nice. Maybe they'll do something like that in the future. Let's see here.
Getting hungry? Try a young rat.
I know there is a mod that there's like an elevator to an underground bunker or something. Which is neat. I wouldn't necessarily do it with all of them, but maybe some of them, depending on where it's located.
Sweet.
Unstoppables.
Yes.
Ooh, we can go fishing. I don't think you can go fishing without using mods, though. Unfortunately, they did add fishing to Skyrim. Lunchbox. Souvenir magnet flower. You know, it'd be neat if you could actually do something with those. Sort of like you do with the bobbleheads. That would be cool. Clean tan suit. Oh, I didn't want to drink the dirty water that has a skeleton in it. I just wanted the machete. That one has just disappeared. Fell through the floor, apparently. How unfortunate. See how we doing here. Let's see, we got one more building we can go into over here. The workhouse. I wonder what kind of work they did here in the workhouse. Clearly, they were fighting, probably over whatever's in this safe. I wonder, if he died before the bombs dropped or after.
That's it.
Did that guy kill him, or did the bombs kill him? Nothing in that desk. Nothing in that desk. Nobody there. That's unusual. Hey, look, it's another one.
Yes.
Alright, shall we compare our sniper rifle to the one we just picked up? Well, this one is weaker and also lighter by a little bit, by 0.4. Okay, well, I mean, we can always give this to somebody else. Get some sleep before we move on. Still nobody there. Will it be an ambush? Potted meat. Don't really need dirty water. Lots of meat to cook. Especially mole rat. Steak, anyone? Lots of food. If we were playing survival mode, we'd be good to go. I don't know if it's true, but like here we have a random cooking station, and you can transfer goods into it. But the question is your goods safe in it, or would it possibly disappear, like, put it in a can? I don't know what the case is. I've never really thought about it till now, but that'd be pretty neat if you could store your stuff in the station and it would stay, you know, station. You can come back and get it later, instead of it like disappearing. How close are we to leveling up? Almost. Okay, so we are going to hold off on the excavation site until we can get the underwater perk, which shouldn't be too long. Oh, we have a Yao Guai, a stunted one. I wonder if I can get him to run over the landmine. Let's see. Get him to come near a car that would blow up. Could be an easy kill. Let's say right about here, maybe. And then we'll put that back on. All right. Oh shit. Run! What? Run, dumbass! Now I want to know why the car waited so long to blow up. Problem is, I don't have enough rounds in the magazine for this damn gun. Let's see. I mean, that hits hard, but you only have 2 shots. And it has to be up close. No bullets there. I got a bunch of bullets there. I have an idea. If I can get him to run. I hate those things. Alright, we're going to play Divide and Conquer. Zombies versus nature. I'm gonna probably get myself killed because I got no AP. Oh shit. Oh, I'm trying to heal myself, but he being so damn slow about it. Holy shit. Well, it sort of worked. Alright, run! There'll be some more zombies down here. Where'd he go? There he is. I'm out of energy. Go back over here. Lord, he needs some damn endurance. Ha. Oh, I'm out of Molotovs. Yay. Look at him run. Well, while he's over there, we will help ourselves. What's in here? We'll worry about reading later. Hey, look at that. We got some good stuff. There he is. And of course, he turned around and went the wrong way. We can cripple him. He shot the ground on that last one. Oh, I got him. For 1 second, I thought he actually moved. See about these instructions. It says, package arrives at midnight. Deliver your package to the old switching station. The runner arrives at midnight. If you need gear, look for the blue barrel, which we already got. Looks like there was a fight. You can turn spotlights on.
Something's wrong. Someone's coming. Look. 5 of them. It's a trap. Damn it, they've got us surrounded. What do we do? I'll draw them off. Give me a count of 10, then break for the tree line. What? Dutchman, There's no time. Good luck, A9.
8, 9.
10, 9,
That's what it sounded like.
8.
Or A9.
7. No! No! No. I'm not going back. I can't. I won't.
I'm thinking he might be a synth. And they were part of the railroad. Okay, let's see. Let's go back this way. Oh, just a little bit more. I don't think I have any more Molotovs. Nope. Not. 'That's the one I really hate right there. You see that roach moving? He's like, I'm gonna get him. Well, that's not it. There's still more in there. There he is. Three outs is 308s is nice. Rad stag. He's about to get stuck in that rock. All right. All right, guys, that's all the time I got for today. Thank y'all for coming and watching. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the follow button or the subscribe button, whichever button you got. And if you can, leave us a like. Don't forget to check out my social media down below and follow there as well. I hope y'all have a great day. I should be live again tomorrow around 1. We're going to play some Chained Echoes. It's a retro style RPG. It's retro style, but it's not an older game. It is relatively new, actually, just made in the retro style. So make sure you stop on by and check it out. We'll see you.